Oh my gosh, guys, it took a while, but we are back. It's the Heroes Life Amateur Series. We're ready for Game 2 in a best of 3 with Team Blaze up 1-0 versus Intensity, and we are going to be on Sky Temple.
Sky Temple.
Temple
This is
Sky.
our first game on Sky Temple today.
Hey, buddy, can you go sit down? Thanks. Okay, let's go into the picks. It is our first game on Sky Temple. I'm really pumped. Sorry, my dog is all of a sudden freaking out.
Dogs are the best, don't worry.
All right, well, we are looking at a Zagaraban Zeratul. Will it be Zeratul?
I mean, if we're going to say any part of today is any sort of indication, then yes.
Yes, I would agree there, but maybe Blaze are going to mix it up here a bit. And maybe they want to,
They're thinking about it. I
know.
mean, they're about to dip into their time pool.
If they wanted to, like, get something really good and make sure that Intensity, who had first pick, didn't get it by, like, giving up a Zeratul, if they were okay with like, playing against a Zeratul, maybe that's the case. Why are you dipping in your time pool for the first ban?
You guys had so much time to think about it, too.
I know, right?
It's
Okay.
Ooh, a first game without a Leoric.
All right, so either it's they're using Zeratul's bait, or they're hoping that Zeratul passes through and they get him, or they don't want to play versus a Leoric. I think those are probably our three options for this.
Maybe I really don't want to play against a Leoric. I mean, we've seen a lot of Leoric. They had him last game, correct?
Mm-hmm, and he wrecked. Oh, and Zeratul's going to make it through now. Do Blaze pick him up? Because Intensity still going to go for Johanna. And yep, there he is.
And they got him.
Uther.
Yep, they really did want that.
Will they do Uther here? Or are they going to go for like another damage dealer? Okay, it's Uther.
Yep, Uther. Yeah, they want the Divine Shield. Always.
Yeah, and especially with Zeratul. Although for a melee assassin, he's played a little more like a ranged. But
Yeah,
it's
he has
still nice.
plenty of escape as well. He really doesn't need the Divine Shield, if anyone.
Right. Okay, so we have Johanna. We have plenty of damage dealers still out. Kael'thas is available. Jaina is available. Intensity have shown they like the Zebo. It's going to be Abathur. Abathur Johanna.
Things are getting weird, guys.
They are.
I wouldn't pick Abathur into Zeratul, though.
Yeah, that
I
Abathur
feel like
is.
asking for him to die.
He's going to be playing scared the whole game. That is for sure.
He can't get aggressive at all with his locust placement. He's gonna have to hang way back, or Zeratul is gonna find him and pick him out.
Maybe they want to go with more of a symbiote build, and then he wouldn't need to be trying to get out there as much to backdoor. But Sky Temple, it's the biggest battleground. Especially, well, is it bigger than Infernal Shrines?
I'm not sure if it's bigger than Infernal Shrines. Before Infernal Shrines, it was the biggest, confirmed.
Right. It's definitely the
Illidan?
tallest, so it takes the longest to get from lane to lane. So he still would be fairly safe. But yeah, Illidan.
So there's what the Abathur is for, a hat build for
Right.
the Illidan.
Okay, so they've got Illidan Abathur already, but it's picked fairly early on, so Blaze are going to be able to have lots of time and picks in order to effectively choose what they want to deal with this. And already I think they're off to a really good start by having the Uther.
And they banned out Malfurion, which gives them Rhaegar, who actually I think would be a better choice for Illidan than Malfurion.
Yeah, it is interesting that they've chosen to ban the Malf here, but I feel like it seems like a lot of teams just generally believe, no matter what, that Malf is just the better second support. I like the ban there on Muradin, though. Not only are they denying a warrior from Blaze, who still hasn't picked it up, but Muradin is known for being, one of the better heroes to pick up versus an Illidan because of his reverberation build, his ability to slow down the attacks of Illidan. So a good choice of ban there from Intensity.
Definitely Illidan, one of Illidan's hard counters.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a worthwhile ban, a protection ban. Go ahead and pick up Jaina on the side of Team Blaze, and then Sylvanas. Get themselves some push and get themselves some range damage for behind Zeratul, some constant damage while Zeratul is in stealth. Now they need a tank.
Man, if Intensity pick up another warrior here, man, they'd be very melee focused, especially with Rhaegar. So I don't know that would be the case, but Blaze are really leaving their warrior until very last, kind of comfortable running with whatever they happen to get there. Intensity are going to grab Rhaegar and then maybe the Nazebo again. They really like Nazebo.
It could be Nazebo. Nazebo would be fine for a second kind of damage. To pair with Illidan, or if they wanted to go with Tyrande, she goes really well with Illidan, and they do none of those things and do Chaos.
That's at least nice. You're not putting all of your eggs in the Illidan basket.
Yeah, or at least it used to be when this was the thing. It was common to have like a wizard or a ranged DPS, Vala sometimes as well, stand behind Illidan. Okay.
Oh, justice!
It's about to be served. You see Tyrael a lot on 2 warrior comps, but he's going to run solo here, maybe do some hard engaging and some real judgmenting to open things up for Zeratul. I like it.
I'm wondering if he will...
Or go Sanctification.
Yeah, I can't decide, right? So, like, it'd be nice to have the judgment, because they would have it in addition to the Void Prison. They could judge whomever is not in there and then look to burst them down, especially with Zeratul and Jaina. It'd be so good there. But then on the opposite side, they'd have Sanct, so like if Illidan tried to engage in, but Sanctification has been changed a lot, and I think the grand consensus is that it's not very good.
I've seen it used a couple times to really good effect, and then I've seen it used several times to really bad effect.
Looking at I would be concerned about it. I think it's a little more niche, right? And so if they're not confident in being able to pull it off, I think Judgment would definitely be the safer choice. And then, like you mentioned before, they've got sort of that engaged buddy along with Zeratul. And if they could... It would be nice if they could use that to either eliminate... Like, they could use it to eliminate Kael'thas right away, or... if they could wait for Illidan to like get far forward, maybe going after using Sylvanas or Jaina as bait, and then they've got a slow that they could put on him with Jaina, then that could work too. They could just judge on him and then eliminate him from that.
So they've got one save with Divine Shield. So Illidan, say, goes for Jaina, they can Divine Shield her. But I could actually see them waiting for the Illidan dive in, staying grouped up, and then dropping Sanctification.
Yeah. Yeah, it is the counter dive heroic. So if that's the way they want to do it, the thing is the area is very small. So they're really going to have to like group up, and grouping up is not exactly what you want to do versus Chain Bomb.
True enough.
So I don't know. I don't know what their play is with the Tyrael, but I'm really excited. They're saying after this game, win or lose, game 3 for charity. We'll see. We'll see, boys. They really want to play one on Infernal Shrines just for you guys in the chat.
Maybe they should have played this one on Infernal Shrines.
Well, the thing was, it wasn't their pick.
The other team should have picked Infernal Shrines.
Rafflecopter has been asking for us to call him. First, they asked us to call him Raffle. Then I told him we were going to call him Dolores. Then he said, "Call me Gilly," and then now he's saying call him Pal. So, not really sure what we're going to call you, Raffle. Probably just Raffle or Rafflecopter, since that's your actual name in the game. Sorry. We're loading into Sky Temple. Is it? It's the first Sky Temple. We mentioned that.
Yes, we did mention it is the first Sky Temple of the day.
Nice.
So I'm hoping for an awesome boss steal on the throw pit. Give it to me. I want to see it.
This does result, I think, in probably my favorite of boss steals.
Yeah.
Like, tombs are pretty cool too, but this one, I think because it's so open, there's a lot of ways that you can get into that boss area and out of. I think it makes for some really cool plays, but we'll see if that happens. For now, let's introduce our teams. Team Blaze is going to be in the blue with Claudius playing Zeratul, Battery on Tyrael, Yuge on Uther, Rafflecopter playing Jaina, and Jason will be playing Sylvanas.
Okay, and on Intensity, we have Smikey's playing Abathur, Tonephone playing Uther, Kagok playing Illidan, Perseverance playing Johanna, and Dark Chimera playing Kael'thas.
And right away, it looks like melee assassins will be going for the Vision Tower, but interesting that they've got so much of a presence here in the bottom lane. Usually it's like a 1-on-1 situation, and maybe Team Blaze are trying to capitalize on that just a little bit with picking up an early takedown here.
Well, if Dark Chimera isn't wise to it, he can get picked off very easily.
He can. He's
coming out. He's coming out. Oh boy, here it's coming. There's the ice from Jaina, and there it is. Jason takes some damage, but nothing enough to do any damage. He heals him back up, and they are fine.
Yeah, they forced the symbiote down here. Abathur is not here, though, so this is a little bit of a time where there's not some soak as long as the symbiote isn't here. But this is a very early tower takedown here. Up top, though, we're kind of getting a similar push, not as good for Intensity, but they are at least pushing the lane hard, knowing that there's so much of a presence here from Blaze in the bottom.
Yeah, you'd think they would have sent somebody down by now, perhaps from the top lane, but nope, they want to be ready for these shrines to spawn.
Yeah.
Shrines. They have a greater presence in the top lane for that, which hopefully they're hoping will catch them up.
It's so incredibly far to get all the way down there when they know that the shrines are about to pop up. So we'll see how these teams choose to split up here around the shrines. For now, up top being held by Intensity, they might lose Perseverance here. The body blocks from Battery are so good, even with the pickup from Dark Chimera, it's going to be too late. So they're going to be able to pick this up, and this is about a level lead here. So Intensity need to be a bit careful. It's possible that they could try to like rotate up, but Kagok has been on this the entire time, so it's almost where they're able to pick up the rest of the shots, and then they can just hurry and try to get away. But oh, Rafflecopter is coming in.
Rafflecopter, Battery, and Claudius come in and just push Illidan out of the shrine and out of life completely. So they are definitely going to get the last shots off this shrine.
Oh, Jason going toe-to-toe with Dark Chimera is going to go down here. No soak in the bottom for a bit for Team Blaze. Looking like they are more concerned with getting the rest of the temples. They definitely won out on the temple fights. They had the better level 4, especially because they were about a level lead, so they were able to get up there and steal a lot of those shots. But losing the Sylvanas is a bit unfortunate because their lead would be a lot more.
Yeah, and Dark Chimera did get very low. Jason put up a very good fight, but it was not enough. Kael does so much damage. His damage was spread out more evenly across all of his levels, and it shows early game he has a lot of fight in him.
We've got an Illidan at level 4. May see him starting to go and Merc for now, though they're really trying to pick up a takedown here on Zeratul, but you're just able to help him get away. But now the body blocks are going to make it pretty tough for Uther to get away, and there's no towers and gate to get behind here, so he will go down. Intensity are clawing their way back here a little bit, and apparently they are... Oh, what's going on?
There are two Uthers. Tonephone and Yuge are playing Uther.
How did we not notice that?
Tonephone was supposed to be playing Rhaegar.
No, what? I don't know. Snaps. Okay, well, they're just gonna play. We'll let you know if we have to change that. How did we not notice that? I feel so dumb. That's hilarious. Alright, well, we've got a mule here on the side of Intensity. Healing up. I can't believe that we have two. That's so funny. That's gonna make casting fun. Okay, well, Yuge getting attacked
again.
again.
Noticed up until this point, so just pretend it never happened.
Yeah.
All right, so Yuge goes down. Claudius getting very low. He is able to blink out, but Kagok with the hat is on the prowl. But no, he popped evasion, and he is going to leave as well. He's afraid of battery.
A lot of members of both teams up top, which means that we're not seeing a huge focus right away on this bottom temple. The lane is very well pushed in advantage of Blaze, but they're not going to be able to go after this temple as long as it's 2v1. In fact, Jason needs to be very careful here. I don't know if he saw the rotation there for Perseverance, but knows about it now. And they're going to go in, maybe try to get a takedown on Dark Chimera. Kagok, though, is very far forward, and a Hammer of Justice is going to ensure that takedown, too. So now they're going to go after Tone Phone, giving up some more of the shots. They know it's not going to result in a fort takedown, and now they can just rotate back in, maybe get another drop on Johanna, and they've got their heroic abilities, too.
That one, it might have been nice for Dark Chimera on Kael'thas to check that bush with a flame strike rather than his face. It might have started out that whole engagement on a different foot.
I really like the patience there from them in that they were able to... Oh, Judgment goes in.
Void Prison stops out Dark Chimera long enough for the rest of the team, Rafflecopter and Battery, to catch up, and they do get the takedown on Kael'thas, but Tone Phone on Uther is able to escape.
I just like the Void Prison. That's like Judgment came in, and then instantly there was a Void Prison on top of it, too. I don't know that necessarily both of those were needed there, since it's a pretty good stun from Judgment, but they did secure that takedown there. We have level 10 for both teams. Divine Shields on both sides, as well as Wailing Arrow, Judgment, Void Prison, and Water Elemental for Blaze. Looks like Intensity is picking up Metamorphosis, Ultimate Evolution, Blessed Shield, and Phoenix.
Sounds good. I'm a little surprised about Ultimate Evolution rather than going with Hive Mind, since I believe he was going with a hat build for Illidan. Yeah. Since he's going with a hat build, I would have thought he would have gone with Hive Mind, so he didn't have to take time off of the hat on Illidan to clone.
Yeah,
but
you can kind of just throw the Monstrosity in a...
throw it and set it and forget
it. Yeah.
Yeah, but he definitely wants to clone that other member for the presence in a team fight, so we'll see how that works out.
He's got some good cloning options. Like, he could ostensibly do, like, Johanna if he wants a really strong front line to keep Kael alive, or have two Kaels to throw out, or even, we've seen a lot of teams do a double Illidan. But regardless, this team is going for pretty cheeky boss grab, but so far I don't think Team Blaze even realizes it. Just now, Zeratil's going to see it.
Claudius sneaking in here with so that's going to hold them long enough for the rest of the team, hopefully, to get down there. Yuge has shown up so he can keep Claudius alive while they poke. This is when they need to get in the Judgment, huge Judgment on Illidan. He gets a Divine Shield to keep him up as well. Yuge getting very low. They need to stand on the point now. Battery is there. Jason is there. Everybody is going down on Intensity, and the boss is stolen by Team Blaze.
Boss heal in VP OP. So one thing that I was really concerned about with having an Uther on the side of Intensity, obviously, is Divine Shield with Illidan, but also the fact that you have a Divine Shield versus Judgment. Divine Shield is like the best remedy for Judgment, and you saw it there right away. The Divine Shield was popped up as soon as Judgment hit, but still, great job from Blaze. They hit 13. They had that talent advantage, a little bit of advantage there. They have imposing will, which is super good, too, if Illidan chooses to attack him. That's going to really reduce that attack speed there. And it's just a huge spike for them at 13 regardless. They actually got Holy Shock, so they must be feeling very confident there to pick that one up here on Uther, too. And there goes a Judgment once again.
Look at Jason, so low, but still going in there. He is going to fall, but he wanted to get some final shots in on that keep. I think they're trying to get it down before they go out. Unfortunately, it is still standing, but any minion wave sneezes on that, and it's going to go down.
Right, and that's so nice, too, because that is definitely lane priority. Yuge is going to drop here, but he's going to lead them away from the rest of the team. That's definitely lane priority on this, is being able to have that bottom lane push, because that's where the boss is going to be, and later on if they get that, they already have the keep down or it's incredibly low like that, a late boss is going to enable them to go straight up into the core.
So Claudius here checking out the bottom lane, checking the enemy giants. When he went by, they were clear, but Kagok Illidan just went in there to check it out, but he's just going to pop that keep down now, like we were talking about, not even waiting for mercenaries. In the top lane, the shrine has popped, and Perseverance is on it along with Tonephone, Dark Chimera. We have Rafflecopter and Jason attempting to poke, but 2 versus 3 is not really working out for them.
Yeah, they need to be careful. In fact, Hammer of Justice is just going to eliminate Jaina from here. Now, Jason's got to be careful. Did get pulled in, does have Haunting Wave, but kind of just went right back into the fight there. Void Prison's down, doesn't catch too much, and that's a nice cooldown to have used. Judgment onto Kael'thas. Can he take him out in time? Battery trying desperately to get him and will be able to do so. The temple is done, but I do believe Blaze is going to be able to clean up the rest of this fight.
They definitely are. Unfortunately, Sylvanas actually went down from a living bomb that was put on Battery.
Oh,
yeah,
that's what happens when you, especially when you have these fights in those shrines too, where everyone's pretty clumped up. There's pretty like small areas with which to exit them. It's a really good place to throw out those living bombs and maybe even get them put onto ranged, whereas normally it's usually just spread between melee.
Yeah, the change or nerf to Kael's living bomb doesn't really apply in these fights on shrines where there's no minions and there's a limited amount of people it's going to hit anyway. There's only 3, maybe 4 at the maximum people fighting on that shrine. So with only 3 targets to hit in the first place, you get the full value of living bomb, and it actually killed Sylvanas after the fight was over.
That at least has brought them up. They are in the same talent tier. So a little bit of rebound experience there. Looking at some of the talents we have, it is that full symbiote build being done from Abathur. A few interesting pickups from the Uthers, like the Holy Shock we mentioned, also Burden of Guilt on the side of Intensity. This Uther v Uther is madness, I tell you.
Burden of Guilt can be a fun talent for the slow, if you feel like you need more control. It's in that tier where if you're not going to take Cleanse, there's only so many other choices in that tier. So Tonephone taking it for the extra slow.
That Holy Ground was really good. It made it more difficult for Dark Chimera to get away. And now he does have a shield on him, but everyone is going after him. He's not going to be able to escape this. And even a Judgment on Johanna, that's not going to net much. And in fact, if Condemn's going to pull him in, he might go down. Oh, so close to going down there. The greed was real.
Yeah, Battery barely making it out. Maybe a waste of Judgment. Hopefully it's back up by the time they go into their next team fight.
Yeah, it is longer-ish cooldown, so it's definitely, it's up there with the Wailing Arrow for the cooldowns that they have to wait for. We've got quite a few left on the side of Intensity. Unfortunately for them, they still have Kael'thas down for 10 seconds as this next temple phase spawns. And knowing this, Team Blaze are very aggressive. They've completely split up here. They know that they can always leave one, and in fact, it looks like Jaina is kind of set up in a way to look and see if anybody is going to come here, but they're feeling very confident about this temple phase. They're going to even try to steal these giants.
I think they're going to steal these giants. Battery.
That Holy Ground!
Almost had them taken. Rafflecopter backed off, thought Battery had it under control, and then Dark Chimera came in from the top, and 3-on-1 they were able to kill Battery. Jaina, though, was already running and just kind of kept going, left into his fate. And now the boss in the throw pit again.
You know, I almost would have liked to see Team Blaze go for the boss first and then go for like one of the temples versus splitting and going to the 2 and then trying to also steal the giants, because now they're down their Tyrael, they're down their front line, and they're having to try to stop this 4v5, which is definitely doable, but if they had gotten the boss, that would have been like a known thing, and then you would have at least been able to get like half of a temple or half of both. But there goes the Wailing Arrow. It's being dropped on, I guess, the second of the Illidan's.
Uther.
One of the Uthers down.
He was so low and then taken out by the boss's stomp, but it doesn't matter. 3 members of Team Blaze down. 2 of them go down together right here to Illidan, and it looks like he's got Jason's number as well. Oh my.
Like 30 health.
Wow. with the saves. All right, nobody else look at this boss. You guys have to get out of here.
They did at least stop the boss.
Yeah.
And the long engagements have afforded intensity for like the first time, letting Abathur get out here a little bit and get a push, but it's not really netted too much for them. And like you mentioned before, like Abathur versus Zeratul is pretty scary for trying to get far out on here, and that's what you have to start doing when you want to start getting those pushes moving in toward the keep structures.
Right, because even if you're a hat build Abathur, it's a waste of your hero ability, your locust, if you're not able to get them where they're pushing into something. And when you're into these inner towers and the inner keeps, if you're all the way back at your own inner keeps, they can't make it that far. They don't live that long.
Right, and in fact, he had to go back because they had to deal with a strong push against their final remaining keep, which is already open. So at any point now, if we get a really good team fight for Blaze, it'll definitely be game. Intensity know this, they're going in, they can't really afford to let any more damage happen on the keep, but they have to be so careful with their positioning here because they still don't have their storm talents.
There goes the Void Prison, taking out two people, one friendly, one foe. Down goes Uther, though.
Yeah, Uther's down. Yuge is... other Uther's pretty low, but that Judgment saved the day. And then Illidan will be down inside. So already 2 down on the side of Intensity. This is the difficulty when engaging without those Storm tier talents. And Kael'thas falls to 3 heroes down. Kael'thas down for 60 seconds. And this should be game. They're already picking up I was going to say they're picking up the temple, but they really don't need to. They can just head in. They've already got an open avenue. The lane already completely pushed here. Abathur's going to try to symbiote the core, but it's just not going to be enough.
No, and Johanna being the only one alive now for 20 seconds at the earliest, which would be Uther, the defense is not going to be very robust of this core. If they just could get their whole team here to focus Sylvanas, especially their sieging specialist, they would really bring this guy down quickly.
Yeah,
there it comes.
There's Sylvanas already. There's a mule there too. It will not be the savior.
GG.
Yeah, 2 Uthers and everything. We still made it.
2 Shens.
Claudius keeps yelling boring. Oh wait, this time it's at least Kappa. That'll be a GG's. Really good job by both teams.
I'd like to thank
but
Uther as the best player in the game.
which Uther you'll never know.
Both of them. All of them.
All of them.
Uther MVP life.
Some really good judgments from Tyrael, for sure. That last one, saving Yuge from like the brink of death, was so clutch there and helped them just blast down Illidan. And that's what I was talking about, right? Like if they can just judgment somebody, they have the tools to be able to burst someone down so quickly. And they were able to do that. They really capitalized on it.
Absolutely. I wonder how the double Uthers affected the game, but the teams made the decisions that they were okay with it. We'll never know how Rhaegar would have affected.
Was it Rhaegar or Mouth?
It was Rhaegar. Okay. Malfurion was banned.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We had the whole talk about it, how we
did.
Don't really think.
We did. I'm sorry.
Okay. So we can't go back and think about what would have happened, but it was definitely a well-played game and very fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Good job. Once again, Team Blaze for taking the victory. GG's to them. I don't really know what's going on with this extra game, but I don't think it's going to happen. So sorry, guys. Maybe Infernal Shrines next week.
Yeah, we can dream that someday someone will pick Infernal Shrines.
Somewhere a Shrines is being picked.
I have this hope in my heart forever.
Do you know where I did see it getting picked? Was in the
Where?
Latin American tournament.
That's awesome!
Mm-hmm.
Yes!
And then it came out that it was like bugged, and I don't care. It's fun anyway. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the games. Thank you to the teams who have participated. If you want to participate, make a team and join us. We would love to have you. Just check out our website, heroeshype.com, and you can also check us out. Follow us here on Twitch. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Heroes Hype, and YouTube for any of the VODs that you might have missed from tonight. Also Heroes Hype. Also, please follow our sponsor, Follow Esports. I believe it's Follow Esports GG on Twitter. It is indeed. Now, where can people follow you, Kai, and find your stream?
You can follow me on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere at KiyeBerries. It's all the same. Everywhere KiyeBerries are sold, even your local supermarket. How about you, Gilly?
Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, all Gillyweed SC2. I'll be streaming the rest of this week at least on weekdays at 3 p.m. Central. But you can also find me. I get to cast the America's Championship next week from Las Vegas, so you can find me on that weekend broadcast too. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Don't forget though, what about TGN, Kai?
We'll be there every Tuesday. It will be twitch.tv/TGN or gaming.youtube.com/games. I think I got it right.
YouTube.com/games?
No, there's the gaming now. Gaming.youtube.com.
Oh. That's a mess.
You weren't there. They at YouTube Gaming launched. Now it was a little over a week ago. So now it's gaming.youtube.com/games.
Snaps. Well, thank you for schooling me on that. Now I know.
It's super confusing and weird, but you'll find it. If you go to your old TGN links, it will reroute you, and we'll be there.
Cool. Well, I will leave you guys with a parting pika, just because I love you so much. But it's been fun. Thank you, Heroes Hype, for having us. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.